Hi, if you are watching right now on YouTube, this is the replay. We are no longer live, but welcome. Today I'm going to be making a tote bag. I don't have a pattern name for this. I actually came up with it quite a few years ago. I just haven't had a chance to put pen to paper and write it out. But I'm going to go ahead and make it. Now, I am going on vacation for Thanksgiving for like 8 days, so I might have a chance to write it out over that time. We'll see. I'm just going to start prepping. This has a zipper panel with a finished edge, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish prepping my last one while everybody jumps on. Hello, everybody. I'm using Fabri-Tac glue. I'll show you the actual label in a second. So I use Decaville Light for the kind of like pattern piece, and then we're gonna fold the fabric over it. That way it has a finished edge. Hey, Vivian. So that's the glue that I'm using. Happy Saturday. Finally catch you live. And then I'm just going to fold it over that Decaville Light. I add a couple clips in the corners just because that's really where the stress points are, but I don't clip anything else down because the glue usually holds it in place pretty well. So it looks like that. And I'm just going to do the same thing. There we are. So I'm going to be using cotton canvas for the exterior and then some vinyl for the accent pieces. This bag can be done in all vinyl, all canvas, cotton, really anything. Hey, Deanie. Happy Saturday. So this is what it looks like when it's just folded over that Decaville Light, and it gives us a finished edge on 3 of the 4 edges. This one's going to be sewn into the seam, so you don't need to worry about that being finished. So we have all 4 of our pieces. I'm going to set this aside to dry. Anybody doing anything fun this weekend? Let me go ahead and just do the zipper end while I'm at it. It's the same idea. Just a piece of Decaville Light around some fabric, and then we're going to fold it over. My husband's upstairs watching college football, so if you hear that, or if you hear him yelling and screaming, it's because of that. Meeting friends for dinner, then community trivia night. That sounds like fun. I have a dinner that we're going to later. I wanted to jump on this afternoon before I had to leave. I mean, I had to get some work done, but I was like, let me just go ahead and go live. And if there are people that are available, great. If I sit here and talk to myself, that's okay too. Let's see. Bought a new fridge and stove. Okay, rich girl Erica. I think we all like it when you decide on live. Good. Good. This house I'm renting needs a new stove. Oven. Not really a stove, more of an oven. Counting down the days until we leave. And we just got here, so that should tell you something. All right, let me get this clipped in place. So for the zipper panel, I only add 1 clip on the corner because that's where the stress points are. However, for this, because it's rounded, I like to just add clips all over the place. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Nancy. Organizing my basement crafting sewing room. That's fun. It's okay. It's all right. You got good places, you got bad places, and you just got to take it all in. So that's what it looks like, just clipped in place. This is going to be the front of it, so it's going to have a nice finished edge. So you're saying it's gonna feel like a long posting. Yeah. Yes. All right, so let me kind of introduce you guys to this bag. Uh-oh. Those who have been with me for a really long time have seen this bag before. I know I made it live before. It's just affectionately known as a tote. That's what I call it. I don't have a pattern written for it yet. But there's a front, a back, bottom, and then I've actually changed it up a little bit. So here is our connector right here. This piece is this piece that I'm about to prep. So it's done the exact same way with Decaville Light wrapped around, or fabric wrapped around Decaville Light to give us the nice finished edge on each side. There is a zipper panel closure, which I just prepped. Hey, Christy. So here's the zipper panel that I just prepped. Here is the zipper end that I prepped as well. There is a zipper pocket on the interior. And if you wanted to make this bag, once I come up with the pattern, you can add a slip pocket, another zipper pocket, whatever. The inside, I like to think of my patterns as just like the skeleton, and then you can add or take away all of the extra stuff. So even on the outside, you can add a zipper pocket if you want. You can add a slip pocket if you want. This one that I'm making right now that I'm prepping is actually going to be a full panel. I made this a couple days ago and I posted it on my website and it sold out right away. So I wanted to just add another one. So that way you'll see the difference between the piece with the accent on the bottom. I actually quilted this one. And then the full panel. So the bottom of this one is quilted. But the one that I'm making now is going to be a full panel. Okay, so those are the pieces. You were looking forward to going to Virginia. So there's a lot of great things, don't be sorry. I'm closer to my family. We're off that island. Like, I can travel so easy now. Hey, Christy. So there's a lot of great things. I'm just not really excited about the area, the house. There's been a lot of changes. And if I knew now what I knew when we were looking for a house, we would have never moved here. It's just a lot of stuff, but it comes with the territory. It's not the end of the world. I have a great sewing basement, so I can't really complain. Coordinating outfit with a project boss move. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That was an accidental boss move. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so this piece right here for the side, I already prepped one and then I'm prepping another one. So I just cut around it with pinking shears and then I just cut in little slashes on the sides just so that when I'm folding the sides together, it'll kind of fan open and there's not really any stress point on that curve. And again, I'm just using Fabri-Tac. All the way around. I'm wearing the same print, are you? I love a good animal print every now and then. Alright, so I'm just crimping it as I pull it around and adding clips. That's all I'm doing. Did you use interfacing on the fabric? So on the actual fabric, no, but this is a piece of Decaville Light, which is interfacing. And I'm kind of using that as like my pattern piece to wrap my fabric around. So is the actual fabric interface? No, except for the Decaville Light that's in the center that I'm wrapping my fabric around. I'm using cotton canvas fabric, so it probably looks a little bit thicker than like my regular cotton. Oh, that's attached. There we go. So I like to start with the curves on the top and the bottom, and then I will tackle the side. I've got like one more week here, and then I'm heading out of town for Thanksgiving. And I actually talked to my mom, who I'm going to go visit, and she lives in Tennessee. She said that the weather was like in the upper 60s, low 70s. So it's going to be great to get out of this cold weather. I thought I wanted to be cold weather, but I missed my 80-degree Hawaiian days. Like, the weather was perfect every single day there, and I do miss it. I didn't think I would. I do like seeing the leaves, the colors on the leaves change, and them getting all crunchy underneath your feet. Okay, so our strap connectors are done. I'm going to set that aside. So all of our pieces are prepped, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So this bag has a zipper pocket on the interior. I'm going to start with that. Did I use interfacing on the fabric? Yes. So the outside and inside is going to be the exact same. For the outside, I used one layer of for the inside, I used one layer of SF101. And for the outside, I used 2 layers of SF101. So it's going to be a little bit more sturdy on the outside than on the inside. The bottom of the interior, I used interfacing, 1 layer of SF101. The outside, I used Peltex, and I'm using vinyl for that. And then the pocket that I'm about to sew up, I do not interface. It's just a piece of cotton canvas. We have 4 inches of snow, but it melted already. Where are you at again, Erica? I was wearing sandals the other day, and I was caught in snow screaming. That's hilarious. Buffalo. Was there a pattern for this bag? Renee, I made the pattern for this bag. I haven't written it out yet, so I guess the short answer is no, there's not really a pattern for this bag yet. But while I'm gone for Thanksgiving, I'm going to try to, especially like on the flight or when we got like downtime, I'll probably try to get some stuff written out. Let me turn on my iron. So once I write it out, I have my testers test it, and then I usually publish it. So it won't be available right away, but hopefully not too late. All right, so we got our zipper pocket sewn on. I'm going to iron that down. I'm going to iron the inside of it as well, just to allow everything to lay nice and flat. No rush. Okay, thanks. It's crazy because I've made quite a few patterns like in my early sewing days, and I just never wrote them out. Uh-oh, where's my other zipper? Oh, I'm looking for my other zipper. It's already there. It's been a long Saturday already. Okay, there we go. Zipper pocket is all made. I'm going to set this aside and add my zipper overlay to the interior. So that's the outside. I can tell by the thickness. Outside. Inside. Okay. So I'm using double-sided tape to hold this in place while I sew it down. broke so many of my fingernails yesterday. I don't know if it's just the cold weather. Our fingernails more brittle when it's colder outside. I feel like I broke like 3 yesterday. And it's been cold. Is the lilac bag. Yes, this is a quilted Big B. It is on my website. I have one. Cleaning my pantry from all expired food of my mother's. That's a job that has to get done. Hi, Holly. I am guilty of that also. Having expired food. I'll go to the grocery store and see something and be like, oh man, that looks really good. And then just never going back and using it for cooking. I probably have 5 cans of olives in my pantry that are probably expired. Just because I love the thought of olives when I'm at the store. And then there's just so many other choices once I get home. Definitely more brittle. Yeah, I can definitely tell that they're more brittle. Alright, so you can pull your thread through to knot the moth. I think I may have sewn over it, so I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm just going to back stitch. Did you wear that shirt to me? No, it was totally accidental. I didn't even realize I matched it until Deanie, or I can't remember who said that I was wearing a matching shirt. It was definitely accidental. Alright, so that's what it looks like when you just backstitch instead of pulling your thread through. It's no big deal. And then we're just going to get all that fabric out of there. I was actually cutting out, I had some cotton canvas. I can't even remember where I got it from. I can't remember where I got this from, but the one that I was cutting out earlier before I jumped on live was a dog print. I got that from Hobby Lobby. And I wasn't sure which one I was going to actually sew up. I'm sure somebody else is going to ask that. I didn't realize how much I missed Hobby Lobby until I came back. Now, I will say that the Hobby Lobby here is like 5 minutes away from my house, so it's like my go-to. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing because I've spent so much money there. I'm working on this daisy crocheted blanket, and I've probably bought 10 things of yarn. And they're like $5 each, like between $5 and $8 each. So I don't know if it's a good thing to have one so close to my house. I grew up on the northeast coast. My nails always break more in the winter. Okay, good to know. They often have good sales on their fabric. Yeah, every other week it's 30% off. Same thing with their yarn. This is the week where the yarn is 30% off. I caught a live. Hey Dawn, how are you? Glad you can make it. Alright, so I'm going to add some more double-sided tape on the back just to hold my zipper pocket in place while I sew it on. Good. Happy it's Saturday. I usually work only a few hours on Saturday. But there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to get done. My husband and I had a workout sesh this morning. Like in our little gym. Nasties. Try biotin supplement or vitamin B12. For the nails. I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like I am probably the most like low maintenance woman there is. My hair is naturally curly, so I get out of the shower, comb it, throw a little bit of mousse in there, and it's done. I never have my nails painted. I never have my nails done. I cut my finger the other night. So if they break, it's not like a tragedy. I mainly grow them out just to scratch my husband's back. All right, let's sew this down. Let me pull this thread through while I'm thinking about it. Hi, Diana. Happy Saturday. That's my iron going off. All right. That is sewn on, and I backstitched. I don't know why. I should have just pulled those threads through, but again, no big deal. Sound like me. My extent of self-care is pedicure. Yes. Yep, that's the same. That's the only thing I will do. And a lot of the times, like, it's, for me, it's mostly about time. Like, I don't want to spend time in the nail salon. I don't want to spend time in the salon. I cut my own hair because, again, it's curly. And so even if I mess up, like, you can't tell. I dye my own hair. I just don't want to waste the time. But a pedicure, absolutely. I got my order of the beef. Oh, good. This is not the Big B. This is a new, well, it's an old but new pattern. Saturday Live. Hi, Evelyn. This is a bag that I've been making for years. I just never, I haven't written out the pattern yet. All right, so we're going to actually sew this pocket shut. This is a drop-in lining, so we do not need to have our pocket open to turn it right side out when we sew the inside and outside together. Instead, we're going to finish the inside, finish the outside, and then sew them together. Pattern release, exactly. Exactly. That's the only other time that I will go and get my toes done, or a pedicure, is every time I release a pattern, I get a pedicure and I treat myself to pizza. So this is just affectionately called the Tote. I never really named it when I made the pattern, but it's not a pattern that you can purchase. I haven't written it out yet. I'm hopefully going to be doing that over the Thanksgiving break. All right, so I'm going to add the bottom. So I'm just marking the center. You can fold it in half and mark the center as well. Make sure that I have my zipper pocket clipped out of the way so I don't sew that down. Gonna line up my center marks and then sew it on. Clip the bottom similarly to the Big B. It's kind of put together similarly to the Big B, except for the handle, the connectors are on the side. There's no like front back connector for shoulder straps. This has one strap, which could also be switched out for a crossbody strap. Did you take the zipper issue on the mini wallet for the other day? I did. I actually, I've been getting some feedback that I don't post enough on TikTok. So I actually recorded a video. I just haven't uploaded or posted it. I uploaded it the other day. I'll probably post it tonight, and I'll show you what I did after the live to fix it. Hey, Mona. Happy Saturday. But yes, it sold actually during the live. Somebody had purchased it, and so I just didn't feel good either refunding their order or sending it to them the way that it was. So when I got off, I fixed it. Just finished a custom order Big B with an added crossbody. Nice. But it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. I had to remove the pocket. And then it was just sewn to the lining. Is this your pattern and is it available? I knew I was going to get that question a lot. This is my pattern and it is not available. I just haven't written it out. Such a fun pattern because there's so many things that you can do with it. So this is what the pattern looks like with the vinyl accent on the bottom, but this bag that I'm making right here is just a full panel. So I'm just going to sew my sides together, clipping open my seam. The canvas chicken one, isn't it cute? Does it have a name yet? No, so I've always affectionately just called it the Tote. That's really the only one I've never named. But usually when I name my patterns, actually not usually, all the time, what I do is I post them in my Facebook group. And I have my followers name it. So I've never named my own pattern. I've always had my followers do it. Alexandria Tote. I just don't want to remember this place after I leave it. So I don't know if I'm going to go with that. Great name though. When I leave Alexandria, I just don't want to hear about it anymore. I'm just trimming my seam allowance down with pinking shears, just so there's not a lot of extra. This is thicker fabric because it's canvas, so I just don't want that on the inside of my bag. Totes. Yeah, I never took the time to name it. All right, so that's it for the inside. Just one zipper pocket, but again, do make it yours. Once the pattern comes out, you can add another zipper pocket. You can add a slip pocket underneath this zipper pocket and then a slip pocket on this side, whatever you want to do. All right, I'm gonna set this aside and let's just do the outside because that's super easy. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a line at the top and the bottom. That thinks that it's being a good place for you. It's okay. What inspired you to make the pattern? Sometimes naming it after the inspiration is a good idea. To be honest with you, I've been making this pattern for at least 5 years. So I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you. But again, I'm just gonna have my tester, or not my testers, my Facebook group name it. Alright, so I'm just marking the center of the bottom so I can add my bottom panel piece. How about the goat? Like totes my goats. That's cute. I'm gonna trim down my side. Was matching intentional? No. The bag matches your shirt. I know, I didn't know that until I was on and somebody watching told me. It was not intentional. All right, I'm gonna open this up and I'm going to do a top stitch along the bottom. And then do the exact same thing on the other side. Let me add my name tag. And the crazy thing is that I'm wearing like leopard color or mustard color leggings, so I just look a complete mess. That's nice of you to say, Miranda. You bought the old machine. You bought the old machine. Is that working good? Are you talking about my other Juki? Yes. I love it. I love everything about it. I think he was selling it for either $500 or $450, and I talked him down $50. But honestly, knowing how great that bag or that machine is, I would have paid the extra $50. Your idea of complete math differs from mine. You should see me when I'm a mess. So don't get it twisted. When I'm here sewing by myself and I'm not in front of a camera, there's no makeup. My hair is up in a bun and I'm probably wearing like a plain long sleeve shirt. So I do not always look like this. My husband could vouch for that. Yes, very much comfortable. All right, gonna open it up. So like this part right here is very similar to the Big B bag, just very straightforward. Rebecca, you're natural. That's very nice of you to say, Judy. So that's just the bottom stitched on, and then we're going to, I didn't cut my pieces down here. And then we're just going to sew the sides up together. Do you have a YouTube account? Yes, I do. It is Butterbags. It's also linked in my TikTok. So if you go over to my TikTok page, underneath the follow button, there is like my Instagram link as well as my YouTube. Exactly what days and time do you go live during the week? I'm always seem to miss them. I'm in Cali time. So Vivian, I go live every Monday and it's usually around like either 11 or 1 p.m. It's between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern time. And then I'll do like an extra one, usually on Friday. Today, I was busy yesterday, so I couldn't get live. So I say all that to say I don't really have like a usual time. I do go live every Monday, and I've been keeping to that. Ooh. I just can see your site. So the links, is there like a drop down link? I'm not really sure how it shows on TikTok. I know wherever my website link is also where the links to my YouTube and Instagram is. How do you like on TikTok? Double click on the screen. We'll do like a little heart, if that's what you're asking. Okay. I'm going to also trim down my seam allowance here. It's really bulky and I know my pinking shears won't get through it, so I'm just using regular scissors. You're welcome, darling. Alright, so the outside is done. I'm going to set this aside before we put those together, and I'm going to, let's knock these out. These are our shoulder strap connectors. I got so much ink pen on my table for some reason. I need to clean that off when I get off. So for these, all I'm going to do is stitch around the outside. This is what we prepped at the very beginning, if you were here. So this is wrapped around Decaville Light, just to give it a finished edge on the outside. And instead of clipping my thread, I'm just going to stitch over it to lock everything in place and back stitch. There we are. Hey, Nikki. I find watching your lives very therapeutic. Thanks, Miranda. Is it just the sound of the sewing machine? So I've just sewed all the way around, and then I'm going to fold it over, add some clips just to kind of allow it to keep its shape. I'm good. Actually, I could probably just add the D-ring. So this one right here, I used a square, and then I decided I'd rather go with the D-ring on these. There we go. So that's going to be our shoulder strap connector. And I'm going to do the exact same thing here. How fast you are is interesting. Okay. And then after this, all we have to do is sew our zipper panel, and then our shoulder strap, and then put everything together, and that's it. So it comes together really quickly, again, because on this bag there aren't many pieces to it, but like I said, treat this as like a skeleton, and you can add the clothes, you can add pockets, you can add whatever you want. I keep missing your lives. I'm so happy. Yeah, it hasn't really been consistent, and it's just my fault. But I'm glad that you're here, Nikki. I can see so many variations. Yes. So because I'm in the works of writing the pattern, I wanted to do a couple of different variations. So this one has a quilted bottom. Yesterday I did one that just had a regular piece of vinyl. This one is going to be the full pattern with no accent piece on the bottom. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do with this. So many. I think the next one that I want to do is a quilted version. So like fully quilted vinyl on the outside. I think that's going to be super cute. And then maybe instead of doing a shoulder strap, add a crossbody strap, or add a shoulder strap that can be removable with like a clip, kind of like my Kiana bag. But yeah, there's so many different variations that you can make with this bag. All right, let's set this aside. There we go. And let's do our zipper. So if you missed it earlier, this bag has a zipper panel. We're going to flare open the top. So we're just going to fold that down, pinch it, and then bring me back up. And then add a pin to keep it in place. Oh, that mark that I made over here is really light. I'm gonna have to guess it. There we go. And I'm gonna sew that down. That is what it looks like, just flared open. I'm going to trim off the excess, hit it with my lighter. Did you guys get snow yet? No. It has been really cold though. Like, in the upper, well, like mid 30s overnight, it's gotten really cold. I haven't been outside today. But it just looks cold. There's not, the sun hasn't been out all day. It looks like it's about to rain. All right. So here is the zipper panel that we prepped earlier. So it's going to look like this with our zipper in between it. I'm gonna add a piece of double-sided tape to the back. That's gonna hold that zipper in place while I sew it down. I'm really looking forward to snow though. I say that, but like I've been so cold lately. It's just pretty to look at. I just don't want the coldness with it. All right. Let me get this lined up. I was checking out bags in the store the other day. The quality that mass produced lacks. Yes. I don't do a whole lot of store shopping. But when I do, like if I go into, I don't know, Marshall's, whatever, I will take a peek at their bag selection and just to kind of get some ideas. I was just about to ask you if you're acclimated yet. No, it's so cold. I've had to buy like slippers that I wear around the house all day long because my feet stay cold. I'm usually in like a scarf down here in the basement. Not today because I got lights on me and I've had the iron going, so it's actually quite warm down here. But no, I'm freezing. This is a drop-in lining, yes. Yep. All right, so that's just taped into place, so we're going to sew it in. And then add the zipper into it. The good thing about this bag is that if you are not a fan of drop-in linings, that's okay. Just leave the pocket open, sew it together, you know, how you normally do, and then turn it right side out through the pocket. So this pattern will give you, you know, both ways to make it, either a drop-in lining, which I like, or you can do it the traditional way. The great thing about the drop-in method though is that you don't have to worry about turning your bag right side out through a small space, whether you leave like the bottom open, the side of the lining, or the pocket open. It still has, it's a bag that's going through a small space. And a lot of the time your bag will just get wrinkled because that's just what happens. But this, you get everything finished, lined up, and then sew it all together, and you don't have to worry about taking your bag out through a little bitty hole. Do you like having 4 whole seasons? Or are you missing? I'm missing the hot weather, but I love looking at the leaves, and you know, I liked it when it was probably like in the mid 60s, upper 60s, but 40 degrees and 35 degrees is just too cold for me. Oh my gosh, when I go out, I always look at the bags that people have. Yeah, I'm the same way when I'm in line. Like my husband and I went to the movie theater last week and I was looking at this girl's bag. I always prefer a drop-in lining. Yeah, those are a little bit easier. All right, so that is what the zipper panel looks like. I'm going to measure where I need to cut to add my zipper end. The lighter. And then we're just going to fold this in half. I usually fold this in half before I get this far into the bag, just so it can kind of, it's just easier to allow it to keep its shape. But that's fine. You could also just press it with the iron. This is cotton canvas. I would not do that, obviously, if it's vinyl. There we go. And we're just going to sew all the way around. And then I'm going to, I don't know if you can see my tail, the strings or thread that I started with. I'm just going to sew over that and then back stitch. That just kind of locks everything in. Put my threads, singe the little ends of them, and that's what it looks like. Okay, now we're going to put everything together. So let's do the inside first. This does use a lot of double-sided tape, as does most drop-in linings do. So did you plan on coordinating with your project today? It just happened. It just happened. It was a happy mistake. Those don't happen too often in sewing, so I will take it. I'm going to fold open my side seam. You guys know I normally sew my side seams down. In this case, you don't necessarily have to because you can just add the tape that flares it open. I'm just putting the tape right above that line I drew earlier. The pattern will give you the measurements whenever it's created. And just keep going all the way around. There we go. Give it a good press. And then before I take this tape off, I'm just going to do the same thing for the outside. I have to go. Will you put this on YouTube? Yes, I will, Holly. I sure will. This fabric is a lot thicker, so it's harder to open up. Bye, you too. Ugh. There we go. And we're back to the beginning. Give that one a good press. And we'll turn this right side out. And then we are going to pull off the tape. Hey Cassie. Sorry, I'm looking to my ceiling because I'm thinking how I want to talk through adding the zipper panel. I know how to do it. I made the pattern, but just talking it through can be just a bit confusing. So I normally only add clips on my sides where my seam is, because the tape is really strong. It usually holds it down, especially this material, this cotton canvas. That's probably the toughest thing about writing patterns too, is that I can tell you how to do it and do it in like a video tutorial, and I could be done in like seconds, but like writing it out so people understand at the basic level is the hardest thing about writing a pattern, in my opinion. Again, I have tutorials like the Big B where I give you the pattern measurements and then I just do a video and show you how to make it yourself, and it's so easy for me to tell you that, but actually getting it in print and writing it down so it's understandable is probably the hardest. This is 1/4 inch double-sided tape that I'm using right now. This is a cotton canvas. Will you be uploading this to YouTube? Yes. Yep. There is no pattern just yet though. All right. Let's do the same thing for the interior. Add a clip to my seam. Did you interface it? Yeah, so for the inside lining, they're both cotton canvas. The inside lining, I used 1 layer of woven interface. And then for the outside, I used 2 layers of woven interfacing. I think this was Profuse from Wawak. You're welcome. There we go. All right, done. Now what I need to do is add more double-sided tape. So how do I want to do it? I did it a different way last night, but I'm going to use 1/4 inch double-sided tape. Yeah, Profuse is just like SF 101. Alright, so I'm using double-sided tape on my zipper panel. On both sides. And then I'm going to draw a line. I'm not going to draw a line. Alright, gonna go with my exterior first. Going to measure in where that needs to start. Again, I know how to do it, just talking through it. There we go. I'm going to just line this up all the way down. There we go. So that's taped to that side, and then we're going to come over here and tape this one over here. Take that backing off. Measure where that needs to start. I'm using my side seam to start my measurement. There we go. And then just taking it all the way down and pressing that tape down. There we go. So that's just taped to the outside right now. And you can double check to make sure that you put it on right by just closing it. Then what we're going to do is put our interior. I like to balance out the weight. So if my tag is over here, I want the side with my pocket over on the opposite side. And that's just going to get tucked right in. I'm going to start by just matching up my side seams because that's the easiest way to make sure everything is lined up. Then we'll tackle the zipper. Your zipper will be going the right. Your zipper will be going to the right, not left, if that matters. Oh, I'm wrong. Never mind. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just taking that tape backing off. Getting everything nice and lined up. I know you're not seeing what I'm doing, but I have to look underneath where the fabric is. Uh-oh. The puzzle piece game. There we go. So this side is not lined up yet. This side is. Just press that into the tape, and then I'm going to come over here and do this side. If it's storming so bad here in Western New York, thunderstorms in November. Oh, really? Yeah, that's not usually, I mean, it doesn't usually happen. You either get like snow. There we go. So that zipper panel is nice and lined up for the inside and the outside. And then all we're going to do is a top stitch around the top to combine the inside and outside together. And we're going to start on our side because that is where we are going to place our connectors. So starting and stopping on the side, you're not going to see those stitches. Weather advisory here in Vermont so far. It's been good. Weather advisory for snow or for rain? Or freezing? Alright, I'm just trimming my threads. I'll show you up close what it looks like. So here is the top stitching around the outside, and then here's what it looks like along the inside. Have you ever lived in Florida, Rebecca? Yes, I have. I'm actually from Florida. And then I had a lot of family there. So I moved out of Florida when I was really young, but I had a lot of family there, so I would go back and forth to visit. Okay, so now we're going to attach our shoulder strap connectors. Super easy. We're gonna first start by poking out some holes in the corners. I'm going to fold it over my side, just like this. I'm going to just line it up, make sure it's nice and centered, and then I'm just going to make a mark inside those holes. Hopefully you guys saw that. Just mark inside those holes. That way I know where to poke on the outside of my bag. Try writing that in a pattern. It's easier to unzip it to make those. Most people want exact marks, how far down I have to go, etc., etc. Grab my rivets. So I'm going to use 6 rivets, 3 on each side. We've only poked 2 holes, but we're going to poke the last hole on the actual bag. Alright, so I poked those holes. I'm going to go ahead and put my rivet through my connector, through my bag. Fold this over, and then connect it on the inside. Put the backing in. Boom, that's done. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Through my connector, through my bag, through my connector. Oh, can't see through the zipper. Boom, done. There we go. And then the last step is just to find the center up top here, make another hole, and then add another rivet, making sure everything is nice and lined up. I don't know if you heard that, that's my dog. I think Go outside. There we go. So those are our 3 rivets right here. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Butters, yeah. Come here, Butters. I don't know if you can see her. Sometimes she just needs to get distracted. She just likes to go outside and bark at the other dogs. These marks are right in a dark place on this fabric, so I had to switch my pins out. Put that through my lining, and then put it through here. I'm trying to do it backwards. And then the cap. There we go. And then the other one. Alright, let me let her outside real quick. You need to go outside, huh, puppy? I usually let them out before I start, before I go live. I just completely forgot it because they were upstairs with my husband. You never get to see him anymore. I'll show you. Come here, Butters. Come here. Good girl. She needs a haircut, but this is Butters. She's the sweetest dog I've ever met in my life. I know. I know. Come on, you want to go outside? Okay, I'll be right back. Come on. Alright, you be quiet. Okay. Let me grab my press. She's just going outside to park. Yeah, she's a sweet dog. She's just annoying. Okay. Thanks, Don. Thank you, guys. Is she a Westie? No, she is called a Pomino. So she's like a Pomeranian and something mixed. She definitely needs a haircut. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And then all we have to do is add the shoulder strap. And we're done. Comes together so quick. What time did I start? 1:30, so it's been about an hour. And there was no, well, I did a little bit of prepping on the zipper, but that didn't take very long. So it comes together really quick, and again, there's so many different variations, modifications that you can make to this pattern. Get some tape on here. Can you guys hear her barking outside? She is a menace. A puppy size. 1.5 hours away from where we're meeting our friends. Gotta run. Okay, thanks, Deanie. Have a great night. I'm almost done. All I have to do is sew the strap, attach it to the connector, and we are done so. I tried looking for the video on how to do the ends without raw edges, but couldn't find it. So somebody actually just asked me this yesterday in my TikTok. Right above, so you know how you see all the little icons with all of my videos going down, right above that there's a playlist, and the playlist that you want to look for is sewing techniques, and it's part 2. She's conversating. Oh, that was you. Okay. Yeah, so you want to look in my series, and then sewing techniques, and then it's part 2. You're welcome. Hey, Brenda. Happy Saturday. All right, let's get this sewn up. Sounded like it was sewing too smooth, so I wanted to make sure it was sewing right. It is. All right. Clip my thread. For some reason, when I pivoted, the stitching on that corner, something happened to it, which is fine. There we go. Fixed. Let me just clip my threads. And then I'll show you guys up close what it looks like. Do your friends call you Rebecca or Rebecca? Rebecca. My husband calls me Bex. Like close friends and family call me Bex. I don't have very many close friends. All right, so we're just going to attach this to the actual connector. Now you can add this to a lobster clasp and then clip this here so that it's removable, and then you can add a crossbody strap. I pulled a crossbody strap to kind of show you what it would look like. This is one I made for a different bag. This color doesn't really go that great. It was just the closest one that I had. So this could be used as a crossbody bag. It's a nice size. Or mine come with a shoulder strap attached. So I'm just gonna clip this in place and then rivet it in place. I think this is the only bag that I make with one shoulder strap. The Kiana. I think the Kiana comes with just one too. Yep. So this is the second bag that I make. All right, let me get some rivets. Thanks, Dawn. Oh, the grandkids are getting cozy cuddles for Christmas. I love that. Have you made one yet? They're so easy to make, right? I told you, I don't know if you were here when I first talked about it, but I said every single person in my family is getting one. The Rebecca Tote. Thanks, Vivian. All right, we just gotta set it. And it is all done. Gotta get my crazy dog from outside. I'm waiting for the Sherpa to be delivered. It's a great idea. Yes. Thanks, Barb. Yeah, the Sherpa is so cozy. It really is. Okay, that's it. It is all done. So this is the, whatever we're gonna call her, tote. She is 11 inches wide, 7.5 inches tall, and then 3 inches deep. So what did I say? 11, 7.5, 3. So 11, 7.5, 3. And then there's a 12-inch drop from the top of the bag to the shoulder. I'm pretty certain. Yep, 12-inch drop. And then this can be swapped out for a crossbody strap. Call her Sheba. And then here's what it looks like up close with the bottom. This is actually how I've always made mine, is with the bottom band. I just recently started doing the full size just to kind of give more of a print. I have a custom order that I'm probably going to do next week. It's a tote and it's quilted. So I can't wait to see how that one looks, all a full quilted exterior. But this is what it looks like with a quilted bottom. And then this is also cotton canvas on the top. You're welcome, Holly. Okay, so that's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna upload this to my YouTube later on this evening. And then later on this evening, I'm going to post the video on TikTok of the wallet that I did live earlier this week that I fixed after the live. And I'll show you guys what that looks like then. Thanks, Nikki. Thanks, Deborah. Thanks, Dawn. Oh, thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you. I will definitely be back on Monday. Let's shoot for a 1 p.m. Eastern live. You too, Nikki. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye.